Okay, good afternoon. Welcome back to Rototom Sunsplash Reggae University 2025, 30th anniversary edition. And please put your hands together and welcome Winston Rodney, the Burning Spear. Now, Burning Spear, welcome back to Rototom Sunsplash. Welcome back to the Reggae University. We're very pleased and privileged to have you with us, especially seeing as how today is the anniversary of Marcus Garvey's birthday. I'd like to begin this session here at Rototom Sunsplash Reggae University by asking you to enlighten the good people here about who was Marcus Garvey and what influence did Marcus Garvey have on you and your music?
It was at the corner of Main Street and Market Street back in my town, which is St. Anne's Bay, the capital of the parish. And there were some elderly people, gentlemen, they were standing and reasoning about Mr. Garvey. And I heard they say when Mr. Garvey hit the stage, we got shook. I have no understanding about what these men were talking about. So it take me a long time before I get some understanding about it. And I realized they were talking about one of the greatest heroes that comes out of the parish of St. Anne, Jamaica, African Jamaican. And it lead I man right into the song Marcus Garvey and many other songs what came after that. Then my understanding started to develop itself, get to understand fully more about Mr. Garvey and what Mr. Garvey was standing up for.
Okay, can you give us a little taste of track 3 since you mentioned this iconic song Marcus Garvey that you recorded in 1975? Let's just remind ourselves about the fundamentals of this track.
Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend.
So, in that song, you describe Marcus Garvey as a prophet. You mentioned some of the messages that he was delivering that you say came to pass. Can you explain a little bit for the good people here about what exactly were you singing about in that song?
Well, I'm singing about things what really take place at that time and even after that time. Can't get no food to eat, can't get no money to spend, and to go on and on. So the full understanding what I get towards Mr. Garvey. Mr. Garvey is one of the most outstanding heroes coming out of Jamaica. Mr. Garvey been all over and been accepted by various people from various countries. Use Harlem as an example. He was running Harlem and people could identify what he was standing up for. He opened the eyes of a lot of African Jamaican, a lot of African American eyes at that time. he ended up owning a ship company. One could see how much Mr. Garvey was moving up, and not moving up only for himself, moving up for the people. He believed in the people. He's a people's person. So after knowing all those things, then my musical inspiration started to exercise itself by getting deeper than deeper, singing about Mr. Garvey and Mr. Garvey works. So I'm proud to know that I'm from the parish of St. Anne, like Mr. Garvey do. And let's not forget about Bob, who is from the same parish too. So it's three of us from the same parish. Three outstanding people, regardless who is not here in this time. So my musical development exercised and spread itself to a distance where I could identify that the people is the one who turned high into what I is today. So I could continue to sing about Mr. Garvey and many other things. Without the people, the spear wouldn't be burning since 1969 until this time. The people turn their man into what I is. They want me to be what I is. So they support me, reggae music in general. Now I think the time is right for a subject in school and Mr. Garvey back in Jamaica. This is how I see it. I don't know about what the leaders see or how they might be thinking, but this is just me. I think it should be a subject in school. Throughout the 14 parishes of Jamaica, straight into the university. It should be a public holiday on Mr. Garvey. We can have a Marcus Garvey Day also. So it's three things: a public holiday, a Marcus Garvey Day, or a subject in school. It leaves up to the people. The people have to get the full understanding that no force or no vice is stronger than the people together. Together. I think the eyes of my people back in Jamaica need to open, and open as wide as they can. So therefore, the understanding will continue to spread itself about Mr. Garvey. So I'm here to just share the way I felt about Mr. Garvey. Today is one of the biggest days for me to go on the stage and do what I do best because of the people. In the name of Marcus Garvey, by celebrating his birthday. I'm proud to celebrate Marcus Garvey's birthday.
Thank you. So if I understand what you were saying a moment ago, essentially you feel that Garvey and his relevance and his message is under-acknowledged in Jamaica. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't know if I'm seeing the wrong thing, but I think that recognition, based upon Mr. Garvey, it's not there back in Jamaica. On no level, period, it's there. There is no one recognize Mr. Garvey and his work. No one recognize what should be done in the name of Mr. Garvey. I don't know if at some time some generation might come through and do something what should be done from an earlier time, before their time. So everything leaves in the hands of some generation who will be coming through out of Jamaica and see a lot of things based upon Mr. Garvey needed to be done, and then they start to do all these things. But it's a shame to know that the head or the heads of Jamaica not seeing what I've been talking about.
Okay, thank you. Now, you were mentioning earlier on that when you were a young person growing up in St. Anne's Bay on the north coast of Jamaica, where Marcus Garvey comes from and where Bob Marley also comes from, as well as yourself. You heard about Garvey, and you were struggling to understand his message, and as you grew, you began to learn more, and you were inspired to bring this into your music. Tell us about that process. When and how did you begin writing songs? How do the songs come to you, and what made you decide to focus on Garvey throughout your work?
Well, from the first time I heard about Mr. Garvey, I started to think about what can I do musically. Well, my first song were called Door Peep, way before singing about Mr. Garvey. That was for Studio One. And after put the song Door Peep together, I didn't know how or where to go to express myself by singing the song, having the song recording. So I went up into the opposite part of the parish, which is the countryside of the parish. And we were just moving around, and here comes Bob, was coming down the street. Bob was going to his farm, cultivation. So from one thing to another, we start to reason about music. And I told him, I have this song, but I don't know where to go. And Bob replied, asking me how much I know Kingston. I said, I know Kingston. And he directed me. He said, go to 13 Brentford Road and tell Mr. Dad I sent you. So I've been to Mr. Dad and do my recording. The first song, Door Peep Shall Not Enter This Old Land where wise and true man stand, sipping from this upful cup of peace. So therefore we got to chant down Babylon. That was Studio One. So I did a couple singles with Studio One. At some time, I think I should move on for Mr. Dad not doing anything what I expect him to do. So I hang around for a time and then I walk away. At one time I thought was my dread was preventing Mr. Dad from doing the right thing. So I ended up cutting my dread. After cutting my dread, I realized the dread have nothing to do with Mr. Dad. That's the way Mr. Dad is. So I walked away and I ended up on the beach where Marcus Garvey Youth Club used to locate it at 1J Lane off Musgrave Street in St. Anne's, Spain. And here comes Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby heard about burning spear on the beach, singing Slavery Days, Marcus Garvey, Man in the Hills, blah, blah, blah. So Jack came, and we decided to work together. So we went to the studio, and here comes the album, Marcus Garvey. And it goes on with Jack. Here comes the album, Man in the Hills. And it was only 2 albums for Jack. Then after Jack, I walked away and I stood up for me. Here comes Burning Music Production. Then I continue my recording. The first album for my production were called Social Living. And it goes on and on and on. Then, first time winning a Grammy was Jai's Real, Burning Spear label, Burning Music Production. So here comes touring. And we start to tour, start to go all over. But the first time I went on the road was in Canada, Toronto. My very first sold-out show. And it was 61 people. That was a sold-out show in that time. But that's the amount of people the place could hold. And outside, we got a lot more than 61 people outside who just can't come inside, but there's no space. So we continue touring, start to go big places, Europe, all over, Africa, you name it, Japan, Australia. The spirit just start to burn, spread out. But when I take a stock, I start to look in a different direction wherein things can be done more official. For all these ups and downs, it wasn't for me, it was for independent people, promoter, blah, blah, blah. When I get serious and start to do me, I could identify a big changes. So I continue touring. My first time in Europe was Italy, Milan. And it was a good performance, a good everything. Then I start to come in Europe more often. This music, reggae music, been accepted by a lot of people throughout the world. But when I take a good look, I see where this music accepted more in Europe than any other places. Reggae music, Burning Spear, various bands come through. We work, we sing our song the best way we can. So today, I would just like to say thanks to the people who turn I into what I is today. The people who always be there supporting me and many other artists who come through Europe. But there's not another way to say to the people away from saying, give thanks. My wife, she was here the last time. And she gave me a message to give to the people. She says, Spirit, tell to the people I love them, and I hope they love you too. That's it.
Thank you for that message.
You did just mention to have performed in Africa, and you're one of the Jamaican artists with the deepest African vibes. So I'm wondering, what was your feeling the very first time you did perform in Africa?
It was good. It was good, you know. I knew the people want to see Spear. And going to Africa, I know it's going to create a chaos where everyone going to come out to see Spirit. Why they want to see Spirit? Listen up on the lyrics, what I've been singing about Africa as a continent. Yeah, Africa who been through a big struggle at an earlier time, before my time, before all of us' time. So when I take a look on Africa, I see wearing a voice like my voice needed in Africa. So we start to go to Africa, and it was properly accepted, 100% accepted. But with Africa, to me, is all about the people, the masses, the majority, the dregs of society. And I don't see no one reaching out to the people in Africa in certain way, the way they should be reaching out. It's like I would say, dear sir or madam, open your eyes as wide as you can so your people's eyes can be open too. And they will be able to identify each other from a distance without no misunderstanding. And I think Africa lack of that. The eyes of these leaders need to be open. It's like back in Jamaica. All these eyes of these leaders need to open, so they can identify their people from a distance. So therefore, the people will have a better understanding about them and what they need or what needed to be done to highlight the people. You know, let the people see not only in a little surrounding, but see from a distance, can see many things. And I think where I'm came from, lack of that, you know. There's no one representing the people. I might be wrong, you know, but if someone was representing the people and the people could identify that they've been representative, the most natural, a lot of things will be done. But today we go back to Mr. Garvey. Today is supposed to be one of the biggest days in Jamaica, and it's not.
Now, sticking with your travels in Africa and this concept about Garvey, in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, when he was helping to bring about Ghana's independence from the British, he turned to Garvey's vision and embraced it to a certain degree. And Garvey's birthday is celebrated by community groups in Ghana today. In your travels throughout Africa, did you find echoes of Garvey's vision there, and anywhere in specific that you found that resonance still alive today?
Come again.
When you traveled in Africa, did you have experiences where you found places where Garvey and his vision had been embraced and were still relevant to the people?
Oh yeah, I've been many places where people would be speaking out about Mr. Garvey. For remember, Mr. Garvey get around, you know, and a lot of places where I thought Mr. Garvey wouldn't get around at, Mr. Garvey been to these places. So Africa was part of Mr. Garvey, and Mr. Garvey was part of Africa. Well, Africa did embrace Mr. Garvey and his philosophy, his work, you know, his intention, his plan, his movements. Africa embraced everything about Mr. Garvey.
Thank you. So you were mentioning before about the way that Burning Spear's music evolved over the years. And you spoke about the first song that you recorded at Studio One. So if you can give us a little taste of track one, and we could just speak a little bit about it.
I and I, son of the Most High, Jah Rastafari, our heart shall correspond and beat in one harmony. Songs from the Burning Spear. Shall not enter. These are all along. Be watching on the tree, man standing, sipping from the cup of peace. Chant down a Babylon, chant down Babylon, chant down a Babylon, chant down Babylon. Give thanks and praise.
Now, to my mind, when I think about the other groups that were recording at Studio One at that time, this sound stands out. This is very different, very unique, and very striking. What do you want to tell us about this style of music and how you brought it forth to the world?
When I went to Studio One with this song, everyone was like surprised, but they didn't heard anything like that before. And Mr. Dad was very excited. And that is the song, Bring Mr. Dad, saying to me, we needed to come back. So that was my beginning. And then go back to what I say. If it wasn't for the people, I wouldn't be here today, you know, sharing, reasoning, discussing with the people. But that's how it gets started. I didn't know my one song would do something. I didn't know. But unfortunately, everyone did love the song. And it convinced Mr. Dad so I could go back and start do business with Mr. Dad. This is Studio One is one of the best recording studio in those times. The only problem, as I say before, Mr. Dad does not take care of his artists. And that was Mr. Dad's problem. But when it comes to music, he knows it. He was one of the best, very best, when it comes to music coming out of Jamaica, Studio One. And all of us who came to Studio One, we ended up became some good artists too. But he knows music, and he knows when a artist got it going. That's Mr. Dad. He's pretty 100% musical. So from that time, the spirit been burning until this time.
So essentially you're saying Mr. Dodd recognized your potential and put the song out there, and the people embraced it, and here you are.
Yeah.
Okay, now you mentioned before as well, Jack Ruby. So give us a little taste of track 5. And this is another song where you're highlighting Mr. Garvey. So you recorded that song almost 50 years ago, but essentially you're saying they'd forgotten Garvey then and they've still forgotten Garvey now?
I think no one still don't remember Marcus Garvey coming out of Jamaica, dealing with Jamaica. No one still don't remember him. And it's a shame to know that no one remember Mr. Garvey as an African Jamaican. It's a shame to know that today is Mr. Garvey Hurt Day, birthday, strong day, People's Day, and Jamaica not embracing a day like today. Why? The people. The people have no voice, no disrespect to the leaders back in Jamaica. Once the people can identify their voice, a lot of good things can happen. If the leaders, regardless Jamaica, see that the people don't identify anything, and the leaders can do anything they feel like do for the people have no voice, for the people still don't understand or get it straight, as there is no force or no voice stronger than the people together. In all the countries throughout the world, people's eyes got to open so they could see from a distance. If not, things are going to remain the same way. Many leaders know that the people's eyes not open and the people don't believe in together. So they get away with a lot of things. For no force is stronger than the people together. And once that get across and the people can see that and feel that and identify that, then a lot of changes can create itself. Changes can't come without the voice of the people.
Yes, I hear you. Thank you. Now, you were describing that at Studio One, Mr. Dodd knew what he was doing and he knew music. And then with Jack Ruby, what can you tell us about Jack as a producer in terms of his approach to musical matters and his involvement in the sound system industry and so on? What can you tell us about that experience of doing those 2 albums with Jack?
Jack was a good man. Jack was a people's person. You know, he loves what he was doing. What happened in this music business, when some people does not have the full understanding, then people will walk all over them. And there's a lot of things within the music business Jack does not understand as a new producer producing music or artist. But overall, I don't find no fault with Jack. He was doing what he loved to do best. His music. And he believed in what he was doing. And I did respect that. But I think the time is right for me after Jack to do me. So if somebody like, oh, you ask me, how was Jack? All I could say, Jack was a good man.
Yeah. But so you just felt that need to take control of your own destiny and be in charge of your own music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so give us a little taste of track 10. You mentioned that Social Living was your first self-produced album. Let's listen to this track, another Garvey-themed song.
Life, strength, energy. Mr. Gary is so cool. Mr. Gary is so smooth. Mr. Gary is so cool. That's why he goes to school.
So, what were you really trying to express in that song, Burning Spear? You described Garvey as cool and smooth?
Yeah, Mr. Garvey was so cool, smooth. You know, that's Mr. Garvey. You know, when Mr. Garvey opened his mouth, the world shook. You know, that's Mr. Garvey. Mr. Garvey was believing in what he was doing and what he was standing up for. And no one could not change that. Mr. Garvey been through some rough time too, you know, especially back in the state, in the United States. But nevertheless, he get through and get his intention and his plan through also, for people could identify what he was saying, what he was doing, what he believed in. And he just never believed in just himself. He believed in the people. He believed in working with the people, working for the people. We have to remember Mr. Garvey giving his first speech in Holland. It's like Mr. Garvey was like not sure, you know. Mr. Garvey was like nervous, but that was his first speech in Holland. and talking to quite a lot amount of people, you know, and it take him a while before he sink in and deliver without no fear. But people could get that full understanding about what he were talking about. His aim, his direction, his plan. You know, it's only one Mr. Garvey, no replacement.
Okay, I hear you. Well, yes. Just to remind you, good people here, put your thinking caps on. We're going to have a few moments for you to put a few brief questions to Burning Spear. But before that, as we're tracing the development of your music and your rhythms and the importance of Garvey's message throughout your works, as we move into the 1980s and you continue very much under your own steam, let's take a little listen to track 11, and we'll see what you can tell us about this one. What inspired you to record that song, Burning Spear?
Well, as a young man growing up and listening to elderly people talking about some great people, and Columbus was one they would be talking about as if he did some great things or some good things. When it comes to my understand Columbus didn't discover Jamaica. He went to Jamaica, but he did not discover Jamaica. Well, remember, people were there. It's not like he went there and see nothing. He went there and he see people, you know, healthy people, you know, people moving around. So what is it that Columbus discovered? And it's a shame to know that Jamaica would embrace that as if Columbus really do something good for Jamaica. Columbus didn't do anything for Jamaica. Just exploit. So the people who come to that and embrace Columbus, wherein I don't see nothing about Columbus to be embraced, for it did not discover Jamaica. So I say, what could be a better song? By finding the right lyrics came to me. You can't look for lyrics when you're putting a song together. You have to stay open up. The first step towards creating a song is the melody. And once you get that melody, you store it. Nobody search for lyrics, looking for lyrics around the place. That's not possible. I, as the songwriter, don't even know when I'm going to get the lyrics to go with the melody. You just don't know. So you became your own storage, musical storage. So when something came to you, you store it. At some time, you're going to try it and see how much it match up with the melody. But the first step towards a song is a melody. Without the melody, there is no song. So you keep your open, you know, your store. The other day you're going to open your storage. Your lyrical storage going to open. and you're going to see what go with what. So by picking out is a puzzle. So here comes the song. So you sing. You sing, it might not the right time, but you got to sing, but that's the way creating a song go. It's not like you just come up and you start to sing a song. It's not like that. The last album I released, it took me like a couple years well before I released that album. I've been working on 4 new songs for 4 years. And up to now, I don't record one of those songs. I'm still working on it. But that's the way when you're putting something together. You're putting something together so when it comes out, people can get the full understanding about what you're dealing with or the direction you're heading into. So putting a song together can take you for a long time. It takes me for a long time. But whatever I do musically, it got to be done right. So when I deliver, the people can get a proper understanding about my direction musically.
Thank you.
I have another question about Marcus Garvey because today is Marcus Garvey Day. We know the system is spending energies to let the good visions and philosophies disappear. So what would be good for the people who have just a superficial knowledge of Garvey to be done to go deeper into his philosophy and into his teachings? Some way to be done, to study some books.
There's a lot of things about Garvey where even I don't know.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know. We just know what we know. But what we don't know, it's not an easy thing to get into that, to get that full understanding. So you take it step by step, step by step. And I've been taking these steps for a long time now, until I developed something, and something I could share with the people about Mr. Garvey. So I'm not a speaker, so it comes within my music. So when I create the music, I create as much as I can, based upon what I've been taught about Mr. Garvey or what I know about Mr. Garvey. So the deeper we can get within Mr. Garvey, then the more we can deliver stuff about Mr. Garvey. But I have to give thanks. I have to give thanks for what I knew about Mr. Garvey. And it helps me a lot, so I could share it with the people. No one remember old Marcus Garvey. No one remember old Marcus Garvey. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for you too. You made it your mission to spread the ideas of Marcus Garvey and Rastafari and thereby give people a strong sense of resilience in times of suffering. My question is, how do you personally stay grounded and strong in difficult times?
Oh, I stay grounded?
Yeah.
It's easier, you know, everything is from the head, you know. You have to focus. Once you focus, you stay grounded, so you're able to see things and know things and do things. You know, that's the way it goes.
Sounds easy.
So is it something that comes easy for you personally, would you say? Is it something that comes easy for you personally, to stay grounded in challenging times?
No, you have to condition yourself. And once you condition yourself, nothing gonna become hard. You know, even when it's hard, it became easy. You know, for you condition yourself. People do things without conditioning themselves, and it became harder. For you don't condition yourself to do these things. It became hard. For me, everything what I does musically, I properly condition myself. If I don't condition myself, I'm not going to be able to deliver or to put a song together.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Rodney, I do have a question to you as well. Seeing you on stage is something completely different compared to other artists. So when you're on stage, is it like intuition when you dance, when you move, what you kind of give the people, or is it something you prepare for? So it's just so very, very special.
When I'm on stage, I'm working. When I'm not working, I'm a totally different person. But when I'm on stage, it's like some people have a 9-to-5 job. My job is to go on the stage and do what I do best. As I say before, without the people, there will be no spear burning since 1969 until this time. The people give I that strength, motivation, upliftment. I work for the people. That's what I does. For all the people, regardless. So I always prepare myself when it comes to live performance. But that's what I does best. And I've been doing it for years for the people. Everything that I does musically is for the people. But it is the people who support. There's no such thing like self-support. The people support. That's the way it goes. So I leave, when it comes to my works, I leave everything in the hands of the people. If they want spear, they're going to say they want spear. They come to see spear, then I present myself to them musically. But that's what I does best, music.
Well, in the spirit of Burning Spear being here for the people, now is the time when we're going to allow you good people to put a few brief questions to Burning Spear. Okay, we got a couple questions. If you want to come with the roving mic. You in the front here.
Okay, thank you for being here. We know that governments are oppressors, and we know that music is liberators. Is there the possibility of African musicians who have a similar vision to yours, I'll use Tiken Jah Fakoly as an example, to come together and create some kind of unification that can drive the people's desire to see the freedom that you're talking about?
I don't fully understand what you're saying.
Can you
Okay.
crystallize the concept? Yeah.
We can't rely on governments because they're oppressors. But we do have music, and music can liberate the people because of its influence. Do you think it's possible that people that Africans that have the same vision that you do could come together in unity and promote a change in the African vision of their people?
That's the point.
Yeah, I think if I understand correctly, you're saying, are there some African musicians who might come together and further a kind of vision of self-reliance?
Become the
like that?
influencers instead of having to listen to the Babylon government system.
I don't know if you have any comment on that.
I don't know.
Okay, next question. Yeah, well, there's one at the back here. One at the back there. Midway through.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Rodney. Thank you for passing by and sharing some memories. Besides you act as a singer, you also one time act as an actor in a very famous movie, Rockers. And I just want to ask what you remember when Ted approached you to be in the movie. Second, why you choose that specific song, John O'Dead. And What memories you have on the shooting itself? Because it was on the night of the 6th of July 1977, the night when the two sevens clash. And we know everything we see in the movie, but you can share some memories of yourself. Thanks.
Well, in the movie, John O'Dead was a good part I played by singing the song John O'Dead. John O'Dead, to me, was one of my outstanding songs. And basing upon the movie and what the movie is saying, it could never be a better song for the movie away from John O'Dead. So I get involved in the movie by singing John O'Dead. But sometimes getting involved in these things, after a while you're ending up achieving nothing from all the good works you will be doing. But I do John O'Dead, but I did not taken care of properly after I did my part. And these things happen all the time with different people, you know, who would like something to get done, and when it gets done, there's no such thing by showing that we appreciate and will be taking care of the artist the way the artist should be taken care of. So I involved in that movie, but I never been paid after involving that movie. It's like, it seems like everyone else been paid away from me, so I didn't get anything from it. They get something from me, but I didn't get anything from them. And I think it was a good movie too. It was properly supported by people. But the Spirit didn't get anything.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And there's a question from Jamaica itself. Friends ask when you will perform back in Jamaica for Jamaican people to see you. People waiting for you on the rock.
The people waiting for me
On the rock.
on the rock.
Yes, man.
I don't know if the people waiting for me. There's more important thing for the people to wait on. Like a day like today, they should be waiting on a day like today to celebrate Mr. Garvey's birthday. So for me, to perform in Jamaica, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be performing in Jamaica and when. I don't know. But there's so many things need to be done in Jamaica. Maybe if some of these things have been done, then that will really encourage me more if I could identify something happening. So I don't mind go there and become a part of what happening, and what I would be doing is singing. But that don't came to me, you know. I get more respect, you know, from the people outside than Jamaican people. What Jamaican people need to do is to come together and let's work together and get some things what is very important needed to be done. It's not about going to Jamaica to sing or perform. If the people want me in Jamaica to perform, it's easy, it can be done. But it can be done on my turn. There's more important thing right now to be corrected or to be done in Jamaica than having Burning Spear doing a live performance. The people got to open them eyes. Today should be one of the biggest days in Jamaica, throughout the 14 parishes of Jamaica. Come on. If it's even.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, so we got two last questions in the front here. Just two last questions in the front. Yeah, there's one here. Yeah.
I was born in Jamaica. I spent the first 12 years of my life there. And today, I was exposed to the level of patience and purpose that you have that has been driving your life in what seems to be practical on your side. Most of us are not necessarily struggling but through life, but spending a lot of time trying to develop that self-confidence and patience and purpose that you have. If you had to say one or two things to us that can help us to reflect on what has driven you and how it has driven you, could you do that?
Repeat. Go back again.
Yeah, can you repeat the question? Just the question bit.
We want to know what it is to a certain degree that drives you. It looks practical here, but for most of us, it's not that easy. But you're just so confident in what you do and how you do it and why you do it, and consistent at doing it.
So what's your motivation, essentially?
Yeah, you can do it that way.
What he's asking is, what makes you so patient? What makes you so calm? What makes you the person that you are?
Thank you.
Well, what make I so patient, calm, etc., etc.? My wife, she did a lot for me. And by she doing a lot for me, by she doing a lot for me, it create a lot of good things for me. Me and my wife, we've been coming from way back. That's how the production gets started. But bring me back to when I was living in Jamaica at 18 Hill Street. And things wasn't working so good for us. And I remember she turned to me and said, "Spear, let's do merchandise." That was her idea. That's where we could be able to eat food. But record sale wasn't doing so much for me. So I listened to her and I followed her instruction. It go back to the first time winning a Grammy. That was her idea also. She taught me a lot. She taught me things I never been taught about before. She taught me about my self-reliance, self-capability, self-direction. She taught me everything, everything when a man should know. She taught me all of those things. We were teams and still a team that cannot be changed. So my calmness, yes, it's my wife's sister, my sister-in-law. Then I start to work on my self-confidence, so I could identify that I'm confident enough to do things. She taught me how to do these things. So I follow her instruction. And by following her instruction, it turned me into what I is now. It's a lot of things turned me into what I is now. But she did have the first step. She made the first step to turn me into what I is now. And that cannot be changed.
Hi, Mr. Rodney, Emmanuel from Argentina. Nice to meet you. Well, it's a simple question. the American people, South American people, I'm from Argentina, we can dream with a Burning Spear show soon in South America or in Argentina.
What did he say?
Can they?
We can dream with a show for Burning Spear in Argentina.
They're dreaming about a Burning Spear show coming soon to Argentina or somewhere in Latin America. Is there any reality in this vision, I think is the question.
Well, any good thing is possible, you know. For the first step to, you know, thinking about Burning Spear live performance in your country or your town or your city, it's going to take time. You got to be talking to the right person who does that. And who knows? You know, if the time is right and the person or the people got their thing together, there's a possibility a lot of good things can happen in various places.
We love you in Argentina, really, really, we all love you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, yeah. So just, yeah, oh. I mean, there's a couple of people over there that have questions if there's still time. Do we have time for a couple last questions? Yeah, we do. Okay, there's one question over here on the right-hand side. Over there. Just over here, yeah, thank you.
They want to wrap it up now?
Right there, the gentleman standing up.
Wrapping it up now.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, go ahead, last question.
My English is not too good, okay? But I make you photos many times in many concerts, and the first ones in 1919 with the Jolly Boys in Barcelona, a Mento group. What do you opine of the Mento Jamaicans groups?
Yeah, what are your thoughts about Jamaican Mento and Mento groups? Burning Spear, if you have any thoughts about that.
Mento music?
Yeah,
Mento music?
Mento music, yes.
Oh, Mento music. That is way before my time.
Okay. Well, on that note, let me just remind you all that tomorrow at 4:15, right here in the Reggae University, we're going to be screening the story of It Wasn't Me by Shaggy, and we'll have a question and answer with the director of that film, Dan Zabludovsky. Then at 5:30 p.m., we've got a very special session here with Mortimer, Kumar Fire, and Yardcore, 3 different roots of reggae. And then at 7 p.m., there will be a Rasta seminar here entitled Rasta Rise, Awakening in the Strength of Rastafari, presented by the House of Rastafari. And of course, tonight, closing out the main stage on Marcus Garvey's birthday at 45 minutes past midnight, the show begins with Burning Spear. So please, Spear, we salute you. Thank you very much for taking the time. One more time, round of applause for Burning Spear.
Well, I'm going to, I'll go after the Something to say? Yeah. Cool.